been a little while since we did an update, so I'm going to kind of refresh you. We changed gears a little bit on a few things. So as you can see, the shop is a mess. Rally car is gone. As you saw in the other clip, the rally car's at Blake's house, and I will have some more updates on that. Forester motor still not in. We have been waiting on these headers for a while, and they just got here. These are the Killer Bee 321 stainless Holy headers. These are incredible. They just came in yesterday. I was going to do an unboxing, but I wanted to make sure that it had the external wastegate flange and dump tube and everything, so I opened them up already. But these are incredible. This is the one that has the titanium blend in it. So I will be throwing these on here shortly, but I also decided to get a pan, even though in the previous video you saw us putting on this brand new 06 and up STI pan. Reason being is this Forester is not really probably going to see any track time. However, we did put the 12mm oil pump on, which pumps a lot more volume, and I was concerned that we could potentially suck the oil out of that pan too quickly, because that pan was designed for a 10mm pump, the standard US DM pump. So the Killer Bee, on top of it being very robust and having awesome baffling and windage tray, is like 1.4 quarts of oil extra, so I think that will help with the 12mm pump. It'll also help keep oil temperature down without having to run an oil cooler, doing some high-speed pulls and higher gears, which we will be doing in the Forester. Just having more oil to pump through the system gives it less time to heat up. So I think the 12mm pump in combination with that will help. So I have removed the old pan, cleaned up the surface the best I could. There's still some residue, but that's okay. I did put the spacers on for the pickup. We didn't have those on before with the stock pan, but so you put these spacers on, lock washers and everything, torque it down. I'm about ready to put some 3-bond on here and put it in, put the dipstick back on, and then we will be bolting these up. So I'm going to give them a quick wipe down. I'm not sure if I'm going to Cerakote or wrap these. I kind of want to leave them open because they're beautiful, but I am worried a little bit about heat management when we're doing some higher horsepower pulls with these. So I asked Nick at Killer Bee what his thoughts were. They're stainless, so technically I could wrap them and not worry about them rusting underneath the wrap, which is one of the issues that people worry about. But could Cerakote them like I have on the rally car and the Tomeys that were on this car. So I will get back to you on that, but in the meantime we're going to put them on the car anyways and kind of try to finish up this build, and I will update you guys after what we did with the fuel lines. We also put the timing back together. We were waiting on a HKS purple Kevlar timing belt. We decided to go with the Kevlar reinforced one because of the power and the RPMs to match the cams and springs. So I will update you guys soon when we get the pan on and the headers on, and we can talk a little bit about the Hawkeye too. What do we have going on here? Switching gears a little bit from the Forester build to the rally car. It's now the off season, and as you can see, we're in a different garage. This is Blake's garage, and we've got a lot of stuff going on. So this is going to be our most ambitious off season to date. This is just some of the lists that we have. So basically, the car has been good for the last 3 years, and we have decided the time to take it to the next level. So we are installing a STI 6-speed with a center diff controller that has like an accelerometer and a G-force sensor in it. We're getting rid of our stock heater box. We are taking all of our cheap little red switches out that worked good in the time being and putting in a legitimate switch panel. This is the ARC 8000, tried and true, everybody uses. Comes with its own circuit board with relays and fuses. So this one will now delete our ignition. So this will start the car. This will be the ignition on off, anti-lag, 4 buttons for our auxiliary lights like our high beams, low beams on the pods, and then we have one extra switch over here. We are going to redo our seat brackets. We need to lower them to the ground, so we're going to cut those out and make an FIA style removable bar, so we can get the seat lower. We need to put halos in here this year, and we are worried about them hitting these bars here, so we're going to drop them down. We're also going to put a electric heater box in there that will clean that up some, and run a bar across here, which will probably soon be a requirement. Then we will we're in the midst of building a new motor for this with a new turbo. We're going to put the battery behind the passenger seat, get rid of all the battery cable, windshield wiper, squirter bottle. We're going to use a STI intercooler spray bottle and put it in the trunk. So that will clean up this side, no battery, no spray bottle, and then we're going to delete the brake booster. So that'll be slim, freeing up the engine bay for emergency repairs. I've got an STI steering rack to go in with all the bushings. We are going to stitch weld a couple of the strut towers, just to keep them stronger. I don't recommend stitch welding your first rally car because most people crash them. But this one's been tried and true, and we want to keep it lasting until we build our new shell. So we've got a lot of work to do, a lot of wiring. We're putting an STI cluster in and everything, so we'll kind of give you sporadic updates as it goes. Okay, oil pan is on and the bolts are torqued down. They did give you replacement O-rings for the dipstick tube, so don't forget to put that in. I didn't plug the ports yet because I'm pretty sure that I'm going to run an oil temperature sensor. I might not do it right now, so I did purchase one of their plugs. When you order the pan, it's easy just to have them go ahead and ship you the plug. That way you don't have to try to find one. I mean, they're not hard to find, and it does say the thread identification stamped in the pan, which is nice. But so one of them's the drain plug, and the other one is for, you know, an oil temp sensor or whatever else you want to put in there. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do that right now. I'm definitely going to do an oil pressure gauge, but I'm probably going to just plug that for now. So got that cleaned up and on. Just cleaned up the surfaces of the heads, put fresh Grimspeed gaskets down, and I'm about to put these on. I just kind of wanted to take one last look at them before we put them on, because, you know, as all nice new things, they're never going to look this good once they're on the car and running. So really nice job. Super thick flanges, just like the Grimspeed stuff. Like I had a Grimspeed up pipe, and they have extra thick flanges on them. Look at the one on this up pipe. These parts are beautiful. It's got a V-band up pipe, which is very cool, and then there's a adapter for a tile 38mm wastegate. Looking really nice. I wiped down the top of the flanges. I'll wipe down the headers once they're on, but they are very beautiful. I do think you need to extend the O2 sensor, since it actually points in on these headers instead of out like the normal ones. But these things are really nice. It's almost a shame to put them on the car because no one will get to see them, but they are very nice. Alright, let's get these mocked up, and then we'll get an overview of how the whole thing looks, and then that means we can start putting the big boy turbo on over there and get this wrapped up. Okay, they are even more beautiful on the car. So this is oil pan's done. I did put the plug in for now. Stock OE drain plug, which is the M20. The 1/2-inch NPT is where you'd put the oil temperature sensor. All the flanges were cleaned down, bolted down. The fitment is really good. I was going to put some gold tape on the oil pan where it gets close, but being that this is a thick cast pan, I'm going to ask Killer Bee, but I'm not sure that you'd even need to do that with this. Definitely close to the oil filter, so I'm not sure if I want to coat these or not yet, like I said, but we got some braking miles to do and everything. Maybe I'll sit on it and think about it for a little while. I hate to cover up the beauty of this, but it's got to stay cool in there. So definitely a little close to this, but so are the Tomei equal lengths. It's just part of having an equal length. This knuckle is funny, it does stick out almost in line with the pulleys, which I don't think will be a problem, but on Foresters the engine bay is like 2 inches narrower, so it's definitely going to be close to the wires down there. So we may need to make a sort of heat shield or wrap those wires in some of that DEI heat blanket stuff that's on the AC lines where it goes over the intercooler pipes. But these are beautiful. The O2 sensor does go in, so I'm pretty sure we'll need to extend those wires. We'll check that out later. Nice flange for the V-band. I'm going to spin this over in a minute and put the up pipe on so that I can get the turbo mocked up and whatnot, but I just wanted to get a picture of it down here like this. Definitely really good quality. Fitment was great, looks great. It's tight getting it on, especially with one person. You know, you got to get both sides lined up, but usually I get them lined up and then I'll take a rubber mallet and hit the flange a little bit. You could hit the pipe a little bit too, but don't take your day out on it. Usually it's just from when they weld them up, but the fitment is really good. All the bolts were centered and everything, so really happy with it. Good quality stuff from Killer Bee. We're excited to have them on the team, sponsoring the rally car and helping us with parts for some of our other builds. So.